We talked about brain and heart, or the mind and the heart, or heart representing the laws of nature, where we came from, the root of a tree, if it's analogy of life of tree. And from the root is the energy, life born. Energy goes to trunk and to the branches and leaves to prosper like a flower, seeds and expand. That's the image of life, analogy of life like a tree. But let's, since I talked about the mechanical part of the logic and word, language model, and then there's the, compared to the mind, is the heart, which is absolute being, laws of nature. You can see it like God or the Amida Buddha as a source of compassion and wisdom. And we all know compassion and wisdom may come when the time is right, and may not come for a long, long time, because we may be suffering under certain situation, and to overcome requires so much energy, endurance, and effort to go over, to sort things out. Life being the process going beyond the law of entropy, which is the orientation toward disorder, but have some order to live. Root, tree, growth, flower, expanding takes effort. But effort is coming from the heart. So, in a way, if you melt into the nature to flourish that energy to come out smoothly without blockage, that's the key. So, what's the blockage? Let's start to talk about that one. The blockage is in the constraint of the mind, and why it is so, because it's a dualistic way of good and bad, yes and no, beautiful, ugly. As soon as we have certain bias, not seeing things as it is, but as it appears, it's like when we are growing up, parents, teachers tell you this is good, this is bad, it is you, that's him, and that's her. We divide. So dividing already, to characterizing what the branches, the leaves, and what they're doing. So you can relate to that society where you fit, how to relate, using the language model of you, me, good, bad, right, wrong, all of that, happy, unhappy. But when we are taught by parents and teachers and friends, and just looking around, because that's the only world you have, mini universe, so to speak, but not the whole. And there's a certain skewed sense of racism or biases, whatever you call it. I don't want to go deep into it, but that's just the pattern of the manifestation of leaves and the branches coming out. But connecting to the root is not as apparent, because you're already connected to be born. So you don't worry about it, you don't think about it. But as soon as you start to use the word and logic and learn how to live in the society, there's some, what's the best word? Pain. Not resonating to what's going on within you. So if you listen to your heart, you find the connection. But if you start to forget about where you came from and the source of energy, and then be occupied because the society, parents, teachers, friends will tell you, that's not the way to do it. This is the way to do it. You get the good grade and the money and the fame, and you are like this, that person, that's what you want to be. And we play the game like a blind man being taught by the blind man. If the blind man is not teaching you, but the awakened man, it may still happen because the awakened sense may speak some language or something, but not maybe connected to the heart, but maybe not. So you have this confusing state of how to sort things out. And what a life it is to be in the situation where we learn the way of society, certain segment of the society, peculiarity, the bias, the habit, what they were taught, and generation to generation to move on. Religion popped out of that. There's some pain in that process that we have to have a spirituality, whatever the term is, to solve it. So you pray, meditate, whatever, and there are certain custom and habit developed. It suits certain people, so you go this way or that way, and you may succeed or you may get lost, be confused still. So that's kind of what I see it, what I have seen it, and how I try to figure out. Not to say I have mastered it, and this video may point the way to find the passage. Keep on find the passage, because I said something about the brain and limitation in the mind and the connection to the root. With some example in the video, many examples. But I just want to focus on the glimpse or the awakening may happen, whether it's spiritual, whatever the term is, it doesn't matter. If the connection is there, you resonate and you feel, aha, idea, wisdom, compassion, resonate, feel liveliness, and it happens as human beings. Some are less, some are more. Some are fortunate to have certain habitual pattern developed that is inducing them to be more connecting to the process, so they feel like tap dancing and living in the world and this and that, and have the fame and money and whatever. Because that society may reward. But without that money and fame, there are people who are in tune to living with the core of who we are. And Miyokoni, I keep saying, is one of the ones. And some Zen monks' teachings and the stories that I hear. Beyond the society's norm, there's something great about the idealism and the society, but also there's some individuality and awakened sense of living in the society, and that's, again, is the issue of bridging the gap. And we are in the process of striving to be better, to have some harmony in the society, but connecting to the heart. So, just revisiting the things that I've been talking about, but let me just focus on the moment of those awakening and try, or you cannot try actually, to make things happen so that that resonating sense, connection, may pop up more to overcome certain habitual patterns developed over time. If you have a will, you have a way. And the way, the direction is the alignment, taking the bottleneck, the bad habit away, and have a sincere, truthful attitude toward that, not with the logic and the argument, but with the heart as the center. Results from the heart. I wrote a book like that, with the limited vocabulary and the way, and using some reference to Buddhist sutra, Kegon or Avatamsaka Sutra, the core of our being that we can find. the truthfulness, sincerity, to me is the attitude, the orientation, the core connecting to the heart with sincere desire and truthfulness. With that, we open up and find some example. In my case, would I apply to your case? But for beauty of flowers, you may, or from the storm to the sun and the fog to the, some beautiful rainbow, whatever that is. The scenery outside, but internally there's absorption or oneness or what's the word? There are many words to talk about. Flow state, not in the sense of high performance to achieve something in the society, but if I call it high performance of the being, beyond the fame, wealth, but as a genuine human being, then you are not confined by the society's value of this and that, the hardship, but you still have a core. Maybe that's Viktor Frankl was finding in the Auschwitz, or many others, Gandhi and others, with the passion, believing the good to do good, but aligning himself for that purpose to devote with the energy to come, ideas, the vision, and the wisdom and compassion to come to share with people beyond the self, no self. That's one other criteria. If I go back to Buddhism, life is suffering. What's the next one? Impermanence. Everything is impermanent. There's no self in the laws. That's the no self, no ego. And there's the peace, quietude in the state of being. There's the awakened state, as the Buddha may have defined. So it's not related to the structure of the society where you are the ranking and how much money and fame and how beautiful you are, or whatever the case may be. So you are your own master in your space or mini space, what you call, with the passion. And if you have that sense and bring out that in our daily behavior by yourself or with others, there's a moment. I think we can refine our sensory mechanism to know what and how the law is manifesting. There are 6 senses. I think we go 6. See, hear, smell, taste, skin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6th is the consciousness of connecting to the way of nature, the universe. That's the awakened state. That we have it, that we may lose it, but when we have it, there's some resonating sense in the zone. But you don't seek for it. You can seek in your mind, but when you get it, that's when things just synchronizes to make it happen. So I guess the point here is to be sensitive about that kind of a feedback, connecting mechanism with the heart, but in a sense of awareness, being aware in each moment. May not come often, but it may pop up. Or if it doesn't pop up, just breathe in, breathe out. Be still, calm and quiet. And hear the sound of wind chime or bird or whatever there is. The whole awareness no boundary, no bottleneck. You are one with the universe. Let's have that and see how we may connect to that, connecting to our heart with a smile. And when you die, you say thank you. Yeah, right. That's a beautiful appreciation of life, as if this wind chime is making noise without effort. Be happy. May all beings